Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Single Player Survival Minecraft. Now you can hear we are in, well you can see we're in the Guardian farm, you can probably hear the Guardians around us busy killing some squids around the outside of this, but there's also something interesting here, which I never actually realized. I know that, man, these Guardian sounds are gonna go drive me crazy. Let's just turn that all the way up. Alright, so, I've been working here for quite a few, probably about a few hours, or not even, maybe like an hour and a bit. And I've been clearing out all this area of all the water. It's actually quite a bit of work. And the reason I carried on doing quite a bit more than what I actually intended to in the beginning was because I found ourselves a little bit of a sponge room in this place, which was quite fortunate. And I was actually pretty much ready to give up, and I found it. The real thing that kind of interests me is the fact of how many bats we have got around here. I never knew that bats could spawn on prismarine, or whatever this is. What is this? Yeah, just prismarine. I never knew that they could spawn on that. I always thought it was just stone and maybe cobblestone. I don't know. But that's very strange. Ah, yes. There's something really satisfying about killing bats. They're just such an annoying mob to have in Minecraft. Get you, bat. Alright, well, we can leave these guys to do what they want to do. I think I just need to kill one more. Okay, well, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. But yeah, the reason I was actually here was for an episode that we're about to do today. Now, that episode requires us to build to get a bit of lighting in it. And I thought it'd be really nice to have some prismarine lighting, some, sea lanterns around here. And I think we successfully got sea lanterns, but not the way I intended. I ended up stealing them from there, and some from the bottom at the back there. I want to replace them at some stage, because I don't want to destroy this monument. And you can see just here, we've still got a bunch of stuff we haven't completed there. The way I intended on doing this originally was by killing guardians for the, what are these things called? Prismarine crystals. But we weren't that lucky to get many of them, so we'll have to probably, if we do want a lot, we'll probably have to get a farm in the future. Here we've got ourselves some sponges. The perfect things that we found to help us out. And over here, we've cleared out a bit more, I think, until as far as I can clear out over here. Yeah. This is as far as I can clear out over here, and over here. So we're going to go do this over a period of time, slowly clear out some area, and get stuff done. We obviously, if we did want to make the super efficient farm that we would love, we would have to clear out the outside, and that will take a very long time. So we'll have to see how that goes. Another thing is, we are currently at Y level 99.5, which is really 100. And that over there is, you know what, this guy pushed me off earlier. So, there we go. Yeah, so what we are doing at this level is we have got this path connecting all the way up to our nether hub. You can actually kind of see some stuff. That's our spawn portal, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's a spawn portal over there that's loaded in. And what we'll do is, maybe not, well, definitely not today, but maybe someday we will come back once we've got enough prismarine and do ourselves a really, really cool prismarine tunnel here so that we can get all these things kind of finishing off. Let's check. Yeah, I'm not going to do this anymore. But yeah, what I was saying is we're going to be building ourselves a fountain. I've got a few ideas for this fountain, so we're probably going to have a test out with a few things, but majority of the idea is here. I have messed around with a bit of the water just to try and familiarize myself with how water moves in some ways in Minecraft, because sometimes it isn't too intuitive. You actually think you've got one thing down, and you're completely far off, and you have to try and work everything out and start again, kind of like that last fountain we had, if you remember correctly, the one in that area there. Oh wow, it's all loading in. Yeah, the one in that area there. As soon as you mess something up, you have to restart the water. So I like the idea of just having the water in one block and then kind of getting everything else to match up. The area that we're going to be filling up is this one right around here. So this area here. We're going to be putting a fountain in here. We're going to be making this path go around this like little fountain area, and I'm thinking we're going to leave a bit of grass in there. So we're going to have grass around the fountain with a path around the grass, and I think it'll work quite well. We might even get rid of that failed attempt at something coming out of a wall there. And it's about to go nighttime. Okay, so I'll go grab up whatever we need to grab up. I'll have a look around and see if we have any ideas in creative worlds or something that I've come up with, maybe that could help us get ourselves a really good looking one. But yeah, I will grab these things up and I'll be back, guys. Alright guys, we are back. I have gone ahead and grabbed up, well, I went back to the farmy thing, the Guardian Temple thing. Forgot the name there, of course. But I went back there. I grabbed a few more things because we need ourselves some dark prismarine, some prismarine, and we are going to need ourselves a bit of, what is this, the prismarine bricks. Because, oh, it's beautiful. I love this. So we need some of those. We're also actually going to need to grab a few more things to get this fountain underway, because I have kind of created a design in a creative world. So we will grab some stairs, and we will grab ourselves, what else do we need? We need stairs, we'll need some, I want to try this. If this doesn't work, we will get rid of the oak, but I thought we could maybe give a bit of oak logs a try in our design. I know it sounds kind of weird for a fountain, but I think it could look kind of cool. So we'll do this. And I want this fountain to kind of sit around this height so that it's a big thing, but not too invasive on the area around here. So first things first, let's work out where we want this. Do we want this dead in the middle? Do we want it a little bit off the side as you walk into the city? So let's go around here. So as we walk in, if we have it a little bit off center like there, that could look kind of cool. Because I think just having it in the middle might look a bit weird. So maybe just a little bit off center. So we'll kind of walk up here and use this as our center point for this, or maybe even one over, or is this alright? Let's check. Will this be alright? Kind of there. Yeah, I think we can use this as a center point. I think because we're going to go with this oak wood up, we'll do that. We'll go up maybe, I think that's 8 or 9. Yeah, let's check. Yeah, that's cool. Alright. So, I've got a few ideas with this, so we may as well build it on camera, and I'll also just show you guys, or kind of talk to you guys about what's been happening so far. So, if you guys haven't noticed, or if you guys haven't seen any of the videos, and in the future, in the very near future, actually, we can also have our subscriber milestone video. So, if you guys are interested in checking that out, check it out. We're going to be answering some of your questions, and as of currently, I have not done that video. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I've actually got a ton of questions and I don't know why I'm asking for more. But if you guys do have any questions, put them in this video as well, because I'm probably going to be doing it just the day after this video releases, which is actually tomorrow for me. So yeah, and it's tomorrow for you guys as well, I guess. So that's when I'm probably going to be doing the actual recording of me answering these questions and stuff. And you guys have actually had some really, really awesome questions, which I'm kind of excited to answer. There's a few strange ones, and obviously you got your standard ones, which I think are also very important if you guys are interested in kind of who's behind here, what's going on. So I'm quite excited to get that video out. So that's what's happening in terms of that. But in terms of everything else, our channel's still growing, and that's really important because it's awesome to see that. It's nice when you log on, you check you've got a few more subscribers, you log in again, you've got more subscribers. It's a really nice feeling. And yeah, I thought I'd say thank you to you guys for that because it's really, really good. Now, the rest of this build here is probably going to kind of match in with this, but it could clash. And that's what I'm kind of worried about. So if we do have any problems, we may have to change this lighting over to glowstone. I've also got some ideas with this prismarine over here, which if you remember quite a few episodes ago now, I cleared out that big lake over there, and we decided we were going to make our own custom floor covering for that lake. And I had a bunch of awesome suggestions, and I don't know if this was a suggestion or not, but this is definitely one that is in my head right now, and that is to cover that floor with prismarine. And that could look terrible, it could look good, I'm not too sure, but I would like to give it a try. I'd like to see how it will look and how it will work, you know what I mean? So let me just kind of think about this. If we do that there, yeah, that should be right. If we go there, good. So I'm busy kind of following steps that I've done in creative. I think we'll go out there. We'll just do this like that. And I don't know how many of these kinds of things we're going to do. And we can even push it out a bit more. I want to just quickly have a look here, because we're going to do a few of these arms where the water's going to kind of drape over, and it could look, yeah, that's right, that's good. It could look cool. That's what I was about to say there. That's really, really good. Okay, so we'll do that, and we'll come out, how many is that? 1, 2, 3. Do we want to come out one more, or do we want to stay? I reckon let's just go 3 out for now, and we'll see how it works. At the end, we can always change it. So we'll do that, and we will do this. Do one in there, and we'll replace this around the sides. This is actually going to be, I think, quite an interesting little design. Nothing too complicated, obviously, but it's going to be something that I think will spruce up this area, because this area does need it big time. It hasn't had much attention or love given to it in quite a long time. And that's just pretty much because we've been working on that, and I think it's worthwhile for us to have been working on that, because I think that's looking really good. And I want to get going on that again, but we have to give some love to this place here. Now, before I carry on too far, we're going to do that, and we're going to do something like that, and then that, or do we do it the other way around? That. Actually, we can do this. We can do that, and then we could put one of that 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we could do that, and then those like there. Give us a try. This could actually look kind of interesting. I hope it doesn't look too weird, because this could be an absolute disaster. And we probably will have to change a few things, but I think this is actually going to come quite nice. But now, I may have to make this a bit wider, actually. I'm having a look at it now. It's probably going to have to go a bit wider. But we can give this a go. It's worth a try. What I'll do, guys, is I'll quickly put in these things around the sides here. Okay, those sides are in, and I think it's a good time for us to grab a bit of water. You know what? I don't know if this is looking... Everything's looking a little bit jumpy to me. Why am I sitting at 30 FPS? This is kind of weird. I just want to check this out. This is kind of strange. Video settings, is that surely where that comes from? Not controls. Right, that's kind of 40. Okay, there we go. I'm back up to 60 FPS. That's very strange. Why did I jump down to 30 FPS? Something just seemed really strange there. Okay, well, ignoring that, we can continue on. Very weird things happen in this place. So we'll do that. We'll need a few buckets there. I'll just take a bunch of buckets, right? We're going to just fill in the bottom of that water, the fountain, with straight up normal water, not the flowing water, because the flowing water will look kind of ugly if we did that. So that'll have to be filled in already. And not only that, it also means that we will have ourselves infinite water sources when we need them. So we'll do that. We'll do... That was really dumb. There we go. Now this should work. And does it fill up there? Perfect. Do that over there. Over there. And why has that not created a... Okay, there we go. Perfect. Alright. So we'll do this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start working out how we're going to drape the water over the top here. And I said I do want one water source block to be our fountain. But I think we may have to do a little bit of messing around, because I want the water to drape off here nicely. And I just gave it a try in creative, and I think I've got a better solution to actually fix that up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do... Well, fixing the problem that hasn't even been created yet, I guess. We actually have to do this, because I don't want the water to pour over the edge here, because if we put something here, it's going to fall, and it's actually going to come right over there, because this is actually a block. It's going to come over there and fall right off the edge. So let's pillar up, and then we will put in some more of these. And these have actually been ridiculously overused by me, but I think they look so awesome, these trapdoors, just everywhere. They just kind of finish things off. Little small detail. Actually, now that I'm looking around, I haven't used too many in a while, but there we go, like small things that make a big change. So we'll do that. We'll also now go ahead and do another one of these. So maybe go 1, 2, 3 up there. Make it 1, 2, 3. And we will do that. And this one, I think, no. This next thing that we're about to put in here. Why am I not hitting E? There we go. This next thing we're going to put in here is going to be a little bit different, because we can't make it as long. So we'll do, what is it? 1, 2, 3 there, and just 1. If we do that, will that work? Water comes from top, falls over there. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. So we'll do 1, 1, and there we go. There we go. Perfect. So we'll need to do that, and we'll need to put ourselves these here and do the same thing over again. Oh man, why did I do that? So we just do, yeah, the same thing again, and there we go. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll put this in, because this is not a bunch of fun. I'll get to the top. I'll try and work out the correct height for this. We can go have a look at it, and then we can start placing in the water, because the water is actually probably going to be a little bit interesting if we do mess it up, but I think it's something that will be a bit of fun. So that's actually looking quite alright. I like the width that that's got. I almost feel like it's going to be a bit of a shame to put water on it. It looks actually quite interesting. It looks like some sort of abstract artwork thing going on in the middle of the city here. So the sky's actually about to go down, and this has been done all throughout the same very first day. Now I'm very, very happy the way that's coming, except for that. We've got one. So let's sleep this night away. We'll get going on the water. Oh, I can only sleep at night. I can't get used to this nighttime on this texture pack, because it's really not as late as it should look like it is, I guess. Is that the way I should say it? I think that's pretty much what I'm trying to say, is as late as it is, it isn't. Which is, yeah, let's ignore me for a few minutes there, I guess. Alright, let's get these out. We'll need to try something out. As I said, I've tried this out in creative, and I think I've got a solution to it. We're going to go up here. We're going to place some water. Before we do that, we're going to fix this up so that this doesn't cause us any grief. And we can hope that we haven't done it to any others where we've messed up there. So we'll put some water in over there. Some water in over there. Water in over there. And over there. So we can have a look at that. And I think this will look quite good. Just already. There we go. So we got the water draping over there. Then we're going to have the water draping over that one down there so that it doesn't mess up. Because before, what I tested out in creative is the water comes down here, but then it misses these completely in the front. And it just looks kind of odd. So you have to have this all kind of the same way. This works a lot better. So let's go up again. Let's use these grass blocks. Alright, so we'll go up there. One more. Be able to get it. We'll have to place that on top of that. Perfect. You see, no problems with the water today because we planned it out and we didn't mess around with it. Because let me tell you, water placing is quite annoying, getting these water flows to work. But that has actually worked really, really well. I'm actually really happy with that one. That one's come together very, very nicely. Let's have a look at it from the front, and we'll check it out. So, you know what I actually just thought? I was just thinking. We can maybe put a few little details in there, because that middle piece over there, we don't have a support like we do have in the bottom over there. But overall, I think that's alright. Let's have a look from here. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I kind of feel like it would be better for future ones. I don't think we're going to do it on this one, but for future fountains where we do these, I think it could be kind of nice to have the water kind of hidden on the sides here, so maybe a bit of stone or something to hide the water from the top so it's not just all big blue. We can always change that eventually in the future, but I don't feel like changing it today, and I think we might have this design grow on us a little bit. So let's get going on this path. For the path that I was talking about, well, the path circle thing, we're going to go out probably 1, 2, 3. Let's do it 4 blocks out. So we'll do out there, and we will just remove a bit of this. So let's just go 4 like that, and then we can get some stone brick and fix that up. Before we go do that stuff, let's do this stuff. We can maybe put in some more of these, because we did use these at the bottom, these stairs. Not close enough. There we go. And we can put some of these in, because why not? Let's have a look at how they look. Yeah, that finishes it alright. I actually don't mind that. Can't see the bottom one, but that's alright. Yeah, good. I think we've successfully made ourselves a little use of this area and a fountain. But what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to get this path going, and I'll be back. Alright, guys, so I managed to kind of make a little bit of an area out here for us to work with. And I'm thinking, to do with these paths that we've got around our city here, I'm not a big fan of these anymore, these path blocks that we've been using the whole time. I do like them a lot, but I think now for our city, we're kind of moving up into a spot where it's coming together a little bit more, and we might want to change away from it a little bit. So what I'm thinking about here, well, doing eventually with this area here, without these path blocks, is going to the stone brick blocks again, and using a few of those, using a few of the gravel blocks just to make it look like the land's been walked on a little bit more. And we'll try and create some variance and make some areas look a bit more walked, and make some areas look a little bit more kind of maintained, I guess would be the word. So that it looks like you walking through an affluent part of the city. It looks like you're walking through a less affluent part of the city, you know what I mean? Just to get these things together. So what I'm planning on doing in this area here now is decorating it up, and I'm kind of a bit lost with what I'm about to do here, because I could just go crazy and lay like plants everywhere, or we could maybe just do something simple and drape some leaves and stuff around, make some bushes, and do a few little plants. And I'm not 100% certain with what I want to do there. What happens when we do a bit of a path around there? Does that look alright? In fact, we do that. That isn't actually too bad. We can maybe make a little bit of a path there. Let's do that. We'll leave the grass. Do we leave the grass? Do we not leave the grass? Let's leave the grass. We'll have to remove these without removing 101 blocks behind it. And there we go. We can place those in there again. The problem is, oh man. That's one thing I absolutely despise about these path blocks, is the fact that they go away like that so easily. Let's just do that there. That made use of it. And we'll do that there. Like, it's not like grass blocks where if you put the block on top, it'll just be there for a few seconds, then eventually go. These things just go immediately. Really, really annoying. Another thing we had to do, by the way, is we had to take out this wall a bit, so we're going to have to make a little bit of a retaining wall there, and I think we might do that now, because that's something I do have ideas for, and I think it actually will work out quite nicely. So we've got ourselves this stuff. Oh man, there we go. Those oak logs, we need some of those, and we probably will want, let's do some of these. Do we have? Yeah, perfect. And we'll use a block. Good. And I've actually forgotten, I remember, I completely forgot about how we used the jack-o'-lanterns in here. We've got a bunch of lighting just underneath there for inside the house that I didn't even remember. I was just wondering what the hell's going on here when I saw some pumpkins, and I forgot about that. So that was kind of nice to see. Let's get rid of this area here, and we'll get rid of that. Put that in there. There we go. So that. Good. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to place in these walls here. We need that there. I think we can actually use this as an opportunity to do something. The fact that we don't have anything there, and we can put that there. Good. So it turns out we're not going to be using the original things of these. There we go. Check. There's jack-o'-lanterns of the stone bricks in there. We'll use these. Is that a giant open area that I've left there? Oh, you know what? That's the underground thing. Okay, nothing should spawn there. I love my solution to the spawning problem there. Just fill it up with any block I could find. Alright, so let's do that there. We'll put some of those there and that. And do we have those on us? Perfect. There we go, that's not too bad. Maybe just add in a few of these. Alright, that actually could work. That could look just kind of interesting, I guess would be the word. And we'll do this the old-fashioned way. There we go. And get rid of those there. But overall, guys, I think we've actually had a pretty successful episode, by the way. I'm really glad that we got that done. I'm really excited to actually get going on a bit more of the standard building stuff, because I'm itching to build some buildings, and I think what we can do in the future is we're going to get our building over there done, and we've got a building coming up over here, which is going to be for our comments section. So let me know if you guys have got any ideas for that, because I've got quite a few ideas for that, and if you guys come up with something a little bit better, let me know, and I can change it before we get into it. So there we go, guys. Done. Perfect. And let's just do this here, so we are completely finished with that. Alright, there, and we'll do those down a little bit more, and we can use that area in the future. I know this isn't completed around this area here, but it is definitely a start to what we're going to be doing. But yeah, that's going to be us for today, guys. So thank you very much. I'll flip around. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.